Maybe no one ever noticed how much you were carrying. Not because it wasn't heavy, but because you learned how to carry it quietly. You didn't collapse. You didn't fall apart where others could see. You didn't ask for help. You survived in silence. You learned how to wake up, even when your heart felt tired. You learned how to move through your day, even when your thoughts felt crowded. You learned how to keep going, because stopping felt like it would cost too much. And from the outside, you looked strong. But strength came at a cost. Listen, survival doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes survival looks like endurance, like showing up when you feel empty, like holding yourself together when everything inside you feels fragile. And you became very good at that. You learned how to smile without explaining what hurt. You learned how to keep conversations light when your heart felt heavy. You learned how to survive without being seen. Listen, you didn't survive in silence because you were weak. You survived in silence because you were protecting yourself, protecting your heart from being misunderstood, protecting your responsibilities from falling apart, protecting the small stability you worked so hard to maintain, so you stayed quiet. You told yourself, just get through this. Don't make it worse. Handle it later. And later kept getting postponed. Listen, you didn't wake up one day overwhelmed. It happened slowly. A little pressure added here. Another expectation placed there. One more responsibility on top of what you were already carrying. Until surviving became your normal. And you forgot what it felt like to feel light. You forgot what it felt like to rest without guilt. You forgot what it felt like to breathe without bracing yourself. Listen, God never confused your silence with strength. He never assumed you were fine just because you didn't complain. He never overlooked the cost of your endurance. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted." Not only close when pain spills over, but close when pain is hidden behind composure, routine, and responsibility. God was close while you were surviving quietly. Listen, there were moments you felt emotionally drained, but couldn't afford to stop. Moments when your body kept moving, but your heart felt tired. Moments when joy felt distant and peace felt fragile. Moments when you wondered how much longer you could keep this up. But you didn't say anything. You adjusted. You adapted. You endured. And survival became your language. Listen, survival kept you alive, but it was never meant to be permanent. God does not intend for you to live your life in constant survival mode. He sees when endurance turns into exhaustion. He sees when strength becomes strain. He sees when silence becomes heavy. Listen, Psalms 56:8 says, You have collected all my tears in your bottle, not only the tears you cried, but the tears you swallowed, the tears you didn't have time to feel, the tears you hid. Because life didn't pause long enough, God counted them. Listen, some of what you survived came from loss. That was never fully processed. Some came from disappointment. That lingered quietly. Some came from carrying roles. That demanded too much. For too long. Some came from being the one others leaned on, while no one leaned on you. And still, you survived. But survival left marks. Listen, you didn't fail spiritually. You didn't lose faith. You were tired. And God understands the difference. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you." Not after everything is fixed, not after you finally rest, but right in the middle of what you are still carrying. Listen, restoration doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't demand attention. Sometimes restoration begins quietly, with steadiness, with subtle shifts, with moments where you feel just a little less tense, a little less guarded, a little more able to breathe. Listen, God is restoring you in ways you may not immediately notice. He is restoring your sense of safety, your ability to trust again, your capacity to feel joy, without bracing for loss, not all at once, but gently, carefully. Listen, Psalm 147:3 says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." Binding takes patience. Healing takes time. And God never rushes. What needs tenderness? Listen, you are not behind because you survived. You are not weak because you stayed quiet. You are not failing because your healing is slow. Survival was necessary then, but restoration is possible now. Listen, God is not asking you to keep holding everything together. He is inviting you into a season where strength looks different, where faith feels lighter, where rest reaches deeper than sleep, where you don't have to survive to be safe. Listen, you may still be learning how to lower your guard. You may still be discovering what it feels like to stop racing yourself. That's okay. Restoration is not instant, but it is intentional. Listen, he survived in silence. God saw it. God honored it. And now, God is restoring you, not by reopening wounds violently, but by rebuilding gently. piece by piece, layer by layer, until survival turns into healing, and silence turns into peace. He survived in silence. And God is restoring you. If this message spoke to your heart, like, share, and subscribe, so it can reach someone who has been quietly surviving for too long. And if you feel led, comment, God is restoring me. May His peace find you today.